We're going to show what the future is about here in St. Louis.
It's a lot easier said than done.
How do you evaluate it? How do we know if we're doing
Are
a
you
good job?
sitting there participating, or are you actually performing?
Come and visit our shelter museum. Come and see what we've done.
We, as organizations, can collaborate more effectively.
It's not enough. You can't just have a
Not only
tool.
look at this issue and put resources to this issue, but come up with a real solid plan with how to
that
handle
we're
it.
spending the money effectively and that we're evaluating the
And even if you
outcome.
don't know it, it was a calling. Because it's a calling to the poorest people, and that's something that resonates in everyone's heart.
In St. Louis City, tremendous progress has been made in reducing homelessness, resulting in our being cited as one of the most progressive and successful programs in the nation. It now gives me great pleasure to present some very big checks, and I mean that both in dollar amounts and in size. $11.1 million in funding from HUD, $359,398, $181,335, $4,398,312.
Do we have less homeless people? Do we have, at the end of the day, we're spending all this money, we're spending $11 million, we're spending $50 million, we're spending $100 million. Do we have less homeless people? We do know that we can do great work and we can find people housing, but if it's not going to work for them in terms of what our basic human needs, like connection, familiarity, it's not going to work.
You cannot afford to be doing business in a vacuum. The idea that one organization provides all, we now know is ineffective and inefficient. It is becoming archaic and it is dying a very slow, painful death. But this is your safety net. This is your visual. This is what you're trying to create. Systems that actually work in preventing and ending homelessness. Remember, individuals play games, teams win championships.
Is there a different or amended definition of homelessness in that pot of money, or is it going to be the standard HUD definition of homelessness?
They did include a definition of what at-risk means of being homeless that's different from that, so that folks who are presently housed but in danger of losing their housing can be served under the program.
We're doing better with prisoner reentry. We're doing better with veterans reintegration. We need to do better with our youth.
Know yourself. Evaluate internally your organization and determine your strengths and weaknesses, what you can and cannot do, what you will and will not take on.
Sponsorships are usually corporate. I'm going to tell you, just don't even think about it right now. There are still people out there with money.
We gotta not forget that we're not just social service providers for our, really indigent people. We're social service providers for the funding community too.
I think we think about saving money when we have no money. But when we, right? Nobody was thinking about this a year ago. Nobody's thinking about saving money.
Establishing 4 hubs throughout the city to bring the services directly to the community.
We can join a conspiracy of true believers who practice the art of the possible. Possible, impossible, impossible. So let's get to work, and that's exactly what's happened here in St. Louis. Your children will be looking and they'll say, oh my God, there's my mom, there's my dad. They said enough is enough on another moral run. They were part of that moral agitation, that moral insomnia that ensured, just as other moral and spiritual wrongs were overcome, they were part of that movement. How proud your children will be that you stood up. When others said it was impossible, you went to work. Be ignited or be gone. Be ignited or be gone.